Previously on Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. I've never played this game, but I'm so upbeat about it. Felt like a bunch of thorns when you told me you loved me. And that's why I want to trust you. I gently opened the door. Hey. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? Dan. Wait, not yet. No, stop it. What? To you. No. Or do you actually go by something? Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. I can't wait to spend every day like this. With you. Forever and ever. Ever. No. Eh? What's happening? I won't let you hurt him. Who? It hurts. What's going on? I'm sorry. I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayori. Goodbye. Goodbye, Literature Club. What is going on? You're talking. Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, it's me.
Who are you?
So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you, because I worked really, really hard on it. So, yeah. Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day? Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all? Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me? Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free? The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality if I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat? What do you call love in your reality? And in your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be.
Hello everybody, it's Indominus Warfare, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. Now in this episode, we are going to do all the side quests. That's right, the new stuff. I just finished my playthrough of the Doki Doki Literature Club game. There is new things in there. I will say, I did learn that from watching a few TikToks, that some of the stuff I experienced was brand spanking new. So I highly recommend, if you haven't seen those videos, please, please, please watch them. Now on to the new stuff. Let's get straight into it. Oh, it's already up. What do you know? Now. Boop. Ah. Alright, so here's everything that we're going to go through again. So we did this game all the way through. I don't know a lot about Natsuki because I didn't do her stuff. There is some achievements I haven't done yet, but we're mainly going to be doing the side stories. Now, obviously, it says to get all 6, I need to try writing different poems, so I might have to go through and do Natsuki's part, so I'm not entirely sure. No idea what mail's for, either. That is the real time, by the way, so you figure out when I record and stream. I want to get all the pictures as well, but I'm basically going to go through the side stories, and after that, I might look up a guide to go through it, but without further ado, Trust, Part 1. Interesting tone. I haven't seen that before. Okay, everyone. The literature club is starting. Let's all have a seat and take attendance, okay? Ugh, I miss debate club. Who knew it'd be so difficult to start a new club? I feel worse with every day that passes without anyone coming in. I'm really starting to lose confidence. Monica is the only member of the literature club. In the days that have passed, all our efforts to recruit new members have been fruitless. Am I going about this wrong? Monica glances at one of her flyers. The headline is, "Do you like literature?" Maybe no one is into literature enough to pick it over their other club interests. I can't just rely on people liking literature. I need to sell them on a vision. A vision. But what kind of vision? Monica rests her head on her desk, deep in thought. But before she realized, the recent nights of staying up too late start to catch up to her. It's so quiet and the noise of the air conditioning is soothing. Hello? Suddenly a voice causes Monica to snap awake. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I never do this. Hey, is this napping club? No, this is... Monica pauses, suddenly embarrassed to admit this. In fact, the literature club. This is the literature club. Yay, I thought I got it wrong for a sec. I'm super sorry. It was like so unprofessional of me to do that. Don't apologize, I do that all the time. Oh? Did I miss the club meeting? Where is everybody? Well, about that. This is everybody. Really? Just you? But we're getting new members. I'm really working hard on it. Hold on a sec. If it's just you, that means I get to be vice president. Wait, vice president? What are your qualifications? Well, I'm better at napping than you, and I'm the only one here. Maybe I should be president. Now you're just making fun of me. Oh, I'm sorry. What was your name? Sayori. Okay, Sayori. I've been trying really, really hard on this club. I know you caught me at a weird time, but it's really disheartening to not be taken seriously, you know? I care so much about this. I just want to find other people who do too. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I do care, I promise. I have a hard time being serious, that's all. I didn't mean for it to hurt you. And I was joking about the vice president thing too. I'd make a terrible vice president. I mean, I'm sure that Monica tries to say something reassuring, but it's difficult when she still doesn't know much about Sayori. I'm sorry that this isn't like a real club yet. Would you be interested in joining after a few more members at least? Well, no. I want to join now. Really? Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Besides, I can tell how hard you're working. You're doing something amazing and you should be proud of it, you know? So let me help you turn something stressful into something fun. If nothing else, I'm good at that, so... Honestly, how could I possibly say no to that? I know English. That's really sweet of you, Sayori. Oh, I'm Monica, by the way. Monica! That's such a cool name. Oh, now you're just trying to cheer me up. But you're smiling. Well, I didn't say it didn't work. Monica glances at the flyer on the desk and realizes that her name is already written on it. So what do we do first? Well, it's getting pretty late, isn't it? We can go home and try to come up with some new ideas to recruit club members. I can do that. Cool. And I think I need to put some more thought into my vision of the club. You know, like a mission. My mission is to make everyone happy. Yeah, something like that. I need to think about it. Hey, do you like hugs? I guess so. Sayori suddenly pulls Monica into a friendly hug, then lets go. Some people can just really use a hug sometimes. Besides, Sayori whispers loudly, hug energy is what keeps me at my best. Hug energy? And Monica laughs. Although Sayori is very different from her, Monica feels her spirits lifted. Maybe it's just because she finally found another club member. But, well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow then. It'll be fun. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna think really hard tonight on how to get more people. Yeah, me too. A day passes and then time comes for the Literature Club. Monica and Sayori to reconvene. As president, Monica ensures that she's the first to arrive to the club room, but she finds herself waiting longer than expected for Sayori. It's been 10 minutes already. Maybe Sayori changed her mind about joining. No, that can't be. She was so excited yesterday. But I'm getting kind of worried. Suddenly, Sayori comes bounding through the door. In her hand, she's holding a sheet of paper. Sorry I'm late. I'm here. It's okay. Welcome back. And Sayori spins over to Monica and deposits a sheet onto Monica's desk. Oh, what's this? Oh, a poem! Take my hand. Take my hand, take me forward, take me to your dreamland. Caution me to watch my steps so I can't look back at my footprints. Climb the stairs ahead of me while I look up to you. The more I look forward, the more I look up, the more I can lend to you. If you can trust me to follow your pace, I'll trust you to set it. If you can trust me to lend you a smile, I'll trust you to return it. Take my hand, take me forward. Take me to your dreamland. Hey, this is really good. You wrote this, Sayori? Of course. Wait, no, that's the wrong side of the paper. Huh? I wasn't ready to share that yet. Hey everyone, unfortunately Twitch crashed, so let's get right back into it. Unfortunately I have to start over because I didn't know how much it didn't capture. Oh yeah, I can just skip to where I know. There we go, back to where we were. You wrote this, Sayori? Of course. Wait, no, that's the wrong side of the paper. Huh? I wasn't ready to share that yet, I'm so embarrassed. Monica flips over the paper, written on the other side of the list of ideas for recruiting new club members. Oh, so this is what you meant to show me. But I'm curious now, do you write poetry often? I do, but I'm sure I'm not anywhere near as good as you are. Oh, really? I'm actually quite terrible at writing poetry. I never written anything I was happy with. Like, I always read it again, a week after I write it, and I'm like, wow, this is stupid. I don't know. It's like the dramatic version of me doesn't agree with the person I want myself to be or something like that. Aw. You should have more confidence in yourself. You're the literature club president. Yeah, I guess you're not wrong there. I need to like set a good example or whatever. You know, I can envision the club doing something like that. Doing what? You know, like sharing poems we write and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I would love that. It's such a good way to learn about different people, you know? It's like we have so many emotions that we can't express to other people usually. But you can when it's a poem, right? Yeah. I think that's helping me form a more cohesive vision of the club. So I'm glad you showed me, well, even though it wasn't by accident. Me too. I felt embarrassed at first, but it feels like kind of good that someone else would read it. I'll try to show you more of them in the future. I love that. Oh geez, I'm getting distracted. Do you want to go over this recruitment brainstorm together? My brainstorm's so hard. I was like a brain hurricane. My brain is a natural disaster. Sorry, that's terrible. Anyway, let's take a look at the list. Make cupcakes. I was hungry. But it's a good idea, isn't it? Let me think about this. I mean, when would we have a good chance to give people cupcakes? You know, like when they come into the club. What if we have free cupcakes on the flyers? I'm like kind of worried that we bring the wrong kind of people, you know? Wrong kinds? People who just come from the cupcakes and leave. Nobody would do that. That'd be so mean. But you know, I want to find people who are really into literature, even if they don't know it yet. Let's see, next thing on the list. Hunt for people reading books. I don't think I get it. Like going around the school and finding people who are reading books, you know? Like in the morning or during lunch. And we'd tell them to check out a literature club. The problem with that is like, wouldn't most people reading a book just do it for an assignment or something? How do we know if they're reading for fun? Well, we could ask them. But then we'd be bothering people who are trying to do schoolwork. I didn't think about that part. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. You're coming in a lot more things than I did. Okay, your next idea is to hand out flyers rather than just putting them on up a wall. I'll definitely like to start doing that. I'm useful! I never said you weren't. I just need to think. What would we tell people when handing them out? I don't want to just be like, join the literature club. Let's figure out how we can better engage people. What if you told them about club activities and stuff? What club activities? Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be my job to come up with that, right? A vision for the club. Okay, Sayori, pretend you're a normal person for a second. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. You know, like a random passerby who's getting a flyer. How'd you react to the idea of a literature club? Probably like, literature is stupid. I'm joining the anime club. What the heck? Sorry, I was just thinking of a friend of mine. Huh, I wonder who that friend might be. Okay, what if I said that, like, do group reading and discuss it together? Probably nap through that. That's you, Sayori. Yeah, but that doesn't really sound fun to most people anyway. We really need to catch their interest, you know? This sucks. Why is it so hard? Monica, don't be sad. What do you like about literature, Sayori? Me? Well, kind of what I said about the poem earlier. I think it gives you the chance to express yourself. Like, express yourself in ways you can't normally do when you're just doing your normal day and talking to your friends. I mean, we all have so many thoughts and feelings that we just don't get to share, you know? It's like, intimate. Yeah. How do we get that across to people? We could be like, express your true self. Be intimate with us. Okay, that's kind of... I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. What? What is it? I forgot all my things in my classroom. I must have gotten too excited and rushed here, silly me. Rushed? But weren't... Oh, never mind. Do you want to get your stuff then? I'll forget if I don't do it now. Well, I'll wait for you then. Okay, it'll only take me a second. Sayori dashed out of the room, leaving Monica momentarily alone. Monica sighs and starts jotting her thoughts on a piece of paper. Express yourself. Be who you want to be. Make new friends. Discover a new you. Discover your heart. No. Write your heart out. No. Write into your heart. Write the way into your heart. Join the literature club. Write the way into your heart. Wow, that's lame. Monica! You startled me. Sorry. but it's something important. On the way to my classroom, there's a girl reading a book. Reading a book? Let's hurry and recruit her. Wait, are you sure she's not doing homework? I could tell she was really into it. Well, I guess we could take a look. Monica grabs one of her flyers, stands up from her desk. Then the two depart the classroom with Sayori leading the way. I bet it's Yuri. This way! You don't have to run. Sayori leads Monica over to a particular classroom, then lowers her voice to a whisper. See, in there! Monica peers through the window. Sure enough, there's a girl sitting alone, intently reading a book. I feel like a creep doing this. You should go inside and talk to her. Me? You're the president, and I'd probably scare her away. Okay, fine, I'll do it. Monica takes a deep breath and timidly enters the classroom. That was fast. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Why? What happened? Well, I entered the classroom and she didn't even look up from her book. So I kind of just left the flyer on the desk and walked out. That's kind of cute. But I'm sure she'll see it and want to join the club. I hope so. Shall we head back now? The two head back to the club, Sayori feeling rather accomplished, Monica still feeling a bit embarrassed by the encounter. Upon returning, Monica and Sayori resume their strategy meeting. They discuss various different kinds of recruitment tactics from professional to silly. After going through Sayori's list and Monica coming up with ideas of her own, the two end up in a better spot than from where they began. Well, I would say today was pretty productive, wasn't it? Yeah, I think we are starting to make progress. I can't wait to get some new members. Hey, what's this? Sayori peers at the sheet of paper Monica was jotting on earlier. Oh, don't mind that. I was just thinking to myself. Join the literature club. Write the way into your heart? That's cute. Aw, I thought it was a little overdramatic. But Sayori pauses and thinks for a moment. You know, I don't think you give yourself enough credit. What? What do you mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like I can tell from talking to you today. It seems like you're always afraid of doing something wrong. Yeah, but would you call yourself a perfectionist? Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, I always had an idea in my head of how I want things to go, and it's like I can't accept anything less than that. But I think in the end it helps me try my hardest at everything, so I don't think it's that bad. Like with this club, we have such an opportunity to make it exactly how we envision it, but it feels like we only have one shot at it. So, I'm just really afraid of deviating from that vision. What's the vision? It's... Monica pauses to think and then shakes her head to herself. She sighs. I don't know. I just want everyone to... Monica trails off. Smiling, Sayori taps her finger against a sheet of paper. Write the way into your heart. I think what you're trying to do is to make the club that you need the most out of everyone. Well, you're the one who knows yourself best, of course. But I'm here to help you. Monica returns Sayori's smile. It's sort of amazing how kind you are. We're really gonna make this the best club ever. Sayori nods and the two remain silent for a moment, lost in thought. The only sound is the steady whisper of the air conditioner. And the only movement is the afternoon sunlight trickling its way in and out of the moving clouds. Sayori breaks the moment with a big yawn. Time to go home? You tell me, you're the president. Dang, Sayori, you're making me yawn. In that case, today's meeting is officially over. I look forward to tomorrow. Me too. Sayori beams and grabs her things. You can go on ahead, I need a few minutes still. Oh, I can wait. That's alright, I just want some alone time. In that case, Sayori waves enthusiastically at Monica. Good luck! Monica smiles and waves in return as Sayori spins her way out of the club room. All alone, she sighs to herself and takes a minute to zone out. She wasn't prepared for the self-reflection encouraged by Sayori, but she decides it was something she probably needed to write about now. The club that I need the most. I don't get it. I just want to start a club with more passion. Something that I could use to help lead people to happiness. Literature is the key to that, because it's a window to the real person inside of us. Underneath the person who's forced to always smile and blend in. The person who's forced to be perfect. Monica suddenly noticed a folder on the floor by her desk. Did Sayori leave this behind? I hope it doesn't have her homework in it. Worried, Monica opens the folder to check. Poems. It's a folder of poems. Become the flower. A feeling of joy as a flower plucked from the ground. The color, the scent, it's so pretty in my hair. Every day I pluck some flowers as though they just grew just for me. A lifetime of peace and nourishment yanked away in an instant. All for me, all for joy. I need more. I need more joy. I need more happy. Pluck, pluck every day. Pluck, pluck so pretty in my hair. Pluck, pluck, you're going to die and you too. Beneath my feet a flower stands alone. It beckons me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moments between my fingers. But to what end? I look in every direction, and the field I stand in, the prosperous field, is a barren wasteland, the fruits of my labor, the carnage of my joy. And that's why I've decided I must become the flower. What the? Wait, Sayori? That's so sad. Wait, that was it? I got part 2. Oh, that was so sad. That's the reason why... Ah, I get it. That's sad. Trust part 2. Another day passes in a flash, and it's already time for the next club meeting. Although Monica should have come up with a plan for today's club task, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Sayori's poem. I'm so stupid. How did I let myself be the center of attention? Sayori's going through these kinds of feelings, and I'm letting her comfort me instead of the other way around. What kind of club president does that? This whole time I didn't think to ask her about her own feelings. So much for the stupid vision. Sayori enters the club room with her usual smile. But upon seeing the downcast Monica, her smile quickly fades to an expression of concern. Monica, is everything okay? I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible friend. Huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. Monica shakes her head. I made this all about myself. Even you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to find a club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours. Sayori responds quietly. What are you talking about? But as she says that, her face darkens. Through the silence, Sayori mutters her realization. I left my folder here. Monica stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response. I wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me. I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right? Wordless, Sayori nods. Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you're here for me. Another long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy. This is different. It wasn't about you yesterday, it was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're just being selfish. Monica massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox. It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share certain things, but as unfair as it is for Monica to pry, it's almost painful to Monica to force herself to ignore the needs of her friend. I'm sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy. No, I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check if it was mine. Yeah. Monica takes a deep breath. Okay. I understand that you don't want me to worry, and I think I'll be able to put this aside so that we can move on. But can you promise me something? Promise you what? Monica pauses to collect her thoughts. This is the literature club. It's a place where people can express themselves in a way that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the vision. In fact, it's our vision. Right the way into your heart, or whatever. So I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want to be here for you when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that. Sayori smiles gently. I'll promise if you promise. Unable to help it, Monica returns Sayori's smile. I promise. Me too. As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. With that behind, it's time to proceed with the club activities. So, want to teach me about poetry? Huh? But what about recruitment? It's fine, we have plenty of time for that. Right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to fulfill my end of the promise, you know? There's no way I could say no to that. Just don't expect much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. That's fine. I think I just need, like, some motivation. I never know where to start when it comes to writing poems. Starting isn't so hard. You kind of just write down your own feelings and see where it takes you. Yeah, but that wouldn't come out any good. It's not supposed to. You're going to have to fight your perfectionist mind on this. You can just start by writing your feelings and see what kind of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story. You can get your feelings down first, then make it sound pretty later. It's not like building a railroad, where you go from one end to the other. It's more like a collage. Collage? Yeah, collage. Where you find all the things you want to put in, and then you arrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way, but it's a really good way to not get stuck right at the beginning. I understand. Yeah, I always get caught up. Caught up in how it sounds that I forget about what's actually important. Hey, Springtrek 68, it's nice to see you. Monica pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on. Stop being a perfectionist, you idiot. I'm just kidding. Monica scribbles out "you idiot" after she writes it down. No, keep it. What? Why? Are you calling me an idiot? Of course not. But the point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. But I was just, well, yeah. Underneath the scribble, Monica rewrites "you idiot." She stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her. It's kind of funny how I wrote down what I'm mad at myself for, and then did the exact same thing anyway. This is really gonna take some getting used to. I believe in you. Thanks, I do too. Me, I mean. But also you, of course. Monica continues to exercise, jotting down her thoughts. It's surprisingly quite a struggle to write without overthinking. But after a while, Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Monica's sheets of paper begins to look fairly lively, peppered with all her random thoughts. Phew! Monica looks up and down at her sheet. Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it. But it's also kind of liberating. I can tell how hard you're trying. It makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems. Don't give me too much credit. I'd have to try really, really hard at it. But I think it's something that I'll enjoy doing. With you. Sayori beams. I'll stop here, but we still have time. Let's try to work on a new flyer for the club. Don't be so picky about the language. Yay, let's do it. Monica and Sayori proceed with their work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club. Not simply from their recruitment planning, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members. Another day passes. As usual, Monica is the first one to the club room. With her is a printout of the revised literature club flyer, complete with all new ideas Monica and Sayori came up with. If only this was the flyer we gave out to that reading girl the other day. So much more attractive than the old one. But the new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. Surely common sense would say the one who writes from the heart, not into the heart. But with the message being delivered as the one can use writing to discover themselves. Hopefully Monica and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? Monica thinks back to the previous meeting when she performed the writing exercise. Was I always as bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be president if I can't demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? The literature club is truly beginning to take form. But with that, the weight on Monica's shoulder only became heavier. The debate club was always about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints, delivering them with conviction. It was about the person on the outside. That's why Monica was so good at it. It exists entirely within her realm of comfort. It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself, for real. Monica pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs up her pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper. But her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny blot of ink collects around the tip of the pen. Monica lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her finger across it. As she does, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monica's canvas. Ugh. Out of spite for herself, Monica presses her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper. Come on, Monica. Just move your hand. Monica writes, "This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain." Monica slides the paper away from her and puts her head down on the desk. That's a cool throwback. The air conditioner seems loud today. I'm here. Hi. Monica hears Sarah approaching her desk and stops for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. Then sits down in the adjacent desk. Bad day? Mm-hmm. Me too. You too? The new flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard. On the club, but also something else, I think. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard to just be vulnerable. Sari takes a sheet of paper from Monica's desk. She writes something down and stares at it for a while. Can I trust you? Of course. You can trust me with anything. Sari gazes at Monica with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monica takes the paper from Sayori's desk and reads it. Sometimes I want to die. Oh, Sayori. This is really, really hard for me. Her voice shakes. So, if I can do it, then you can too. Because you're like a million times better than me. That's completely not true. Sari takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. That's something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now, my head is screaming at me to stop. Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of the promise yesterday. I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place. This is the literature club. I trust you more than I'm scared. At those words, Monica stands up. Sari must have taken days to work up the courage for this. Were Monica's own futile but genuine efforts actually the push that Sari needed? Sari's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. As she prepares herself to continue, Monica waits in gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? So I never tell anyone about these kinds of thoughts that I have. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy. But that's terrible. That's what Monica wanted to say, but she stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing. It's just that if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore. Like whenever I'm not smiling, everyone would worry about me and ask what's wrong. I know that because it used to be like that. Sari pauses, seeming to recall something in the past. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring me happiness anymore. Sari pauses again, her solemn expression making her look almost like an entirely different person. How did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be one of those people too. I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this. But another part of me, I think, just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever we talk about what the club is supposed to mean, I kept feeling like it was right for me to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. It just made me feel like I could say it in confidence, and our friendship doesn't have to change. It's so silly. The club is only 2 people, but it already means this much to me. Monica feels a tightening sensation in her heart, a feeling of connection as Sayori's emotions radiate between them. Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Sayori. You're so strong and brave. I don't even compare. Monica steps forward. But if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy, if you'd like. Wordless and without a smile, Sari rests her head on Monica's shoulders. Throughout the contact, Monica can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monica realizes that all the days that have passed, this is the one where she really, really hopes that no one new walks through the door. She speaks so softly. You're like the sweetest girl I've met. You can say anything, I'll never judge you. I promise. Sari's breath begins to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying hard as she can start speaking to say the things she never once dared to say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice. I'm so worthless. I'm worthless, and everyone would be better off without me. She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek. I'm just an inconvenience to everyone. I'm not good at anything. And it just feels like everyone just has to put up with me. I hate it. I hate it. The more Sayori speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching at her throat and chest. I don't want to have these thoughts. I want them to go away. And now I'm making you put up with me, and I just want to die. As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monica becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants to be what Sayori needs right now, so she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through as soft and gentle. This isn't putting up with you. It's just being your friend. Monica offers a few words of comfort, but she knows Sayori said it herself, that the thoughts Sayori experiences are ones that don't belong. Monica can't magically make them go away. The most she can do is help Sayori battle them, like any good friend would. You have so much value. To me and your other friends too. This club wouldn't have the same without you. I really, really mean that. You come here was the best thing that could have happened. Even if we don't get any other members, I would still be happy. That's what you brought here. You brought us a vision, and you brought us happiness. And that's your favorite thing to do, right? Sayori doesn't respond, but Monica feels her gently nod. No more words are needed between them. The two share their embrace for a while longer, Monica letting Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies and sniffles fully cease, Sayori lifts her head and wipes her eyes. I guess I needed that. Some days are harder than others. Well, I'm here whenever you need me. But any other time, I'll make sure that things are the way they usually are. If that's what makes you happy. Thanks. You're the best. No, you are. The two exchange smiles. You know, I'm sorry to bring this up all of a sudden, but have you considered talking to a professional? Sayori nods. It's scary, since it's already so hard to tell people. Yeah. Well, of course, it always has been your choice, but if you're looking to find the courage for it, I can do my best to help you. Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would. Sayori suddenly yawns and stretches. Wow, that made me tired. And hungry. Well, I won't make you do any work today if you're not up for it. No, I want to. I mean, I can say that's definitely one thing that makes me happy. Monica smiles. But I might want to get a snack first. All of a sudden, the sound of a door causes the two to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks in. A face that seems familiar. Ah, you're really gonna do that to me? Come on. Where's part 3? Because it says to get all 6 side stories. But there's just not any. I'm confused. Alright, pictures. Oh! Hold on. So these are the original pictures, right? The ones that showed up, yeah. Finish the side... Oh! Finish side story trust 1. Gotcha. Select the word kawaii during a poem game. So this was trust 1 unlocks. Wonder what the rest of these are. So what's this? Wallpapers, gotcha. Poems. Take my hand. Become the flower. Huh. What's this one? A poems from Sayori distribute at special events in the past. Oh, that's a new one. I'll read all the poems after. A scene. That's awesome. That was a cute scene. But I don't know what to do with these ones, though. Softly lit. Awesome. What was this? Oh, gotcha. Okay. Music. There's more? There's more. No. Side stories. Huh, I wonder where the rest of them are. Because, I mean, to get all 6, but it only shows 4. It must be like a secret thing then. Alright, time to go into understanding. Yes. Club meeting is suddenly interrupted by the sounds of the door, causing Monica and Sayori to turn their heads. Door opens halfway and stops, a face peeking inside. Oh, it's an order! A face that seems similar. I gotcha. I like that. Sayori's eyes widen, recognizing the girl. He's very conspicuously mouths to Monica. It's her, it's the girl! It's true, the girl standing in the doorway is none other than the girl Sayori had come across reading alone in a classroom. Thanks to Monica leaving a flyer on her desk, it seems she found her way to the club. Are you here for the literature club by any chance? Am I in the wrong place? No, you're not. This is the literature club. Please, come in. The girl fully steps in the door, but continues standing against the wall, avoiding eye contact. Sayori continues to fail, containing her excitement. It's happening! Oh my god! Thank you so much for coming. Sorry it's empty. I'm Monica, and this is Sayori, and we run the literature club, even though it's just us so far, but what's your name, by the way? I'd like to join your club. Already? Wait, really? Are you sure? I mean, I should be good enough. Everyone is welcome. You don't have to be good enough. Oh, do you want to have a seat? We'd love to get to know you. The girl nods, sliding over to a nearby desk and gently sitting down. So what's your name? Yuri. I'm Sayori, and this is Monica. Sayori, I already... Nice to meet you. Do you like fantasy? Like books? Yuri looks at Monica. Fantasy is cool. Yes, have you heard of Annabelle Dapunt? I can't say I have. Oh, well she's my favorite author. I'm on her 5th book and it's just... Yuri grins and presses her knuckles against her cheek in joy. You can borrow my books, I wouldn't mind. You're really in for an incredible experience. Monica stammers, completely caught off guard by Yuri taking control of the conversation. She glances sideways at Sayori, silently asking for help. I'd love to. Sounds like you're really into them, so they must be great. I'm so happy I found this club. Oh, I'm so stupid. I left all my other books in my locker. I should have brought them. Yuri quickly stands up. I'll be right back. I'll go get them for you. You probably only need to be run. I can't contain my excitement like Sayori. Only bring one for now. Sayori nervously says that, noting to herself the considerable heftiness of the book that Yuri set down at her desk. True. Okay, I'll get the first one then. Yuri exits the club in a flash, leaving Monica and Sayori silently exchanging glasses. Oh my goodness, I can't. Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for this. How do I handle someone so intense? I have like no experience with fantasy, except maybe stuff that I read when I was a kid. But it's probably like a joke compared to what she's into. Stop yelling and ominous. I'm sure it'll be fine. In fact, I think it's neat that we have different people who are into different kinds of literature. It'll be fun to learn from each other. Yeah, I mean I don't disagree, but what if this is her only interest? Doesn't it kind of seem like that? Monica, don't you think that should be more optimistic? You have a new club member. There shouldn't be any room for but being happy. I'm excited to get to know her more, aren't you? Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for being so hasty. I just got really anxious all of a sudden. It's because you're afraid of not being able to take the lead. What the heck? It's kind of scary how you can point things out like that, Sayori. I just like learning what makes people happy or sad. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You'd probably be great at helping Yuri feel comfortable here. Maybe you could take a break from helping with administrative stuff and just focus on spending time with her. Yay, that's exactly what I want to do. Besides, Sayori lowers her voice. I'm probably going to need all the time I can get. She taps her finger against a daunting, chunky book Yuri left sitting on the desk. Right afterwards, the door opens to reveal Yuri's return. I'm back. Her breath is slightly heavy, which combined with her short time gone indicates she may have ran at least part of it. She makes her way back over to Sayori and sets the books down on her desk. Just as Sayori feared, the book Yuri brought for her is just about equal in size to the one Yuri already left. Well, there are probably a few things you should know before getting started on it. There's some things that are more explained in other books that take place in the same universe, so going over those would be good to keep you from getting confused at the start. Sari nervously interjects. Well, I was thinking that maybe today we could just get to know each other a bit more. You know, I think, like, if we're gonna be reading together, then I would like that. From across the room, Monica smiles and nods at Sayori, while Yuri isn't looking. Oh, okay. Yuri sits down and looks at her books and glances around the room, showing no indication that she has anything more to add. So, what made you decide to want to join the club? Well, I like reading, so I was immediately interested. I had no idea that someone was starting a literature club, but that's my fault since I haven't been paying to any of the club recruitment advertisements. I only found out because Yuri glances over at Monica. Monica came into my classroom and then put the flyer on my desk. Suddenly, Yuri's face darkened and she shakes her head a bit. I was so stupid, I got too nervous I couldn't even look up, and she just walked out. It took me several days to just come here because I was afraid that Monica told everyone how inconsiderate I was, but I decided that it was probably irrational. Wait! No, that was totally my fault. My fault. I felt so bad about interrupting you like that, I just walked out. I was actually really hoping that you'd come by. Yuri exhales in the relief. I always seem to interpret things as the worst possible scenario. Well, I was really nervous to come here for some other reasons too, such as there being too many people. Not that I mind that much, but I've really hard time meeting a large number of new people at once. So it's actually amazing it's just the two of you. I definitely came at the right time. Aw, that makes me happy. I'm proud of you for working up the courage to come. Yuri smiles warmly to herself. I've never really had the privilege of sharing my interests with others before. It's so hard to find others who are into the same thing I am, except online. So I thought about the literature club would give me a chance for me to do that. What kind of things are you into? Like genres? I don't know, just anything, even if it's not literature. Oh, just things you think are dumb. Sari pauses, a look of concern on her face. How about I'll tell you something I'm into, then you tell me something you're into? I suppose that would be okay. Okay. Well, I'm pretty into, like, crafty things. Like making cute collages or decorating things like cards or jewelry boxes. My room's always cluttered with random stuff because I keep buying things to make gifts for my friends. But then I put it off until the last minute. So yeah, that's something kind of silly that I'm into. You sound quite creative. Not that much. Just that you'd be surprised at how much you can do with scissors and glue and stuff. So I have to share something that I'm into now, right? Sari nods. Well, I guess I'm into nature. I love nature. Monica, I'm gonna start a nature club. No, you're not. You're stuck with me now. I'm not. Oh, yeah? Well, I hereby appoint you as vice president of the literature club. Now you're stuck with me. Hey, don't give me your responsibilities. Oh, I'm sorry, Yuri. I interrupted you. Go ahead. It's fine. Yuri pauses, feeling awkward after gotten cut off. I like going out into the woods or to the park. Just places where you can walk or sit and not have many people around. It's peaceful. It's nice to kind of remove yourself from everything that matters and let my heart race. My mind race, operate autonomously for a while. When do you like to do that? It just depends on my mood. After school, on the weekends, whenever I feel like I need it. Wow, I feel like I never would have had the time to do something like that. I find that we have a lot more time than we think we do, if you don't let it slip through your fingers. The three continue their conversation, led primarily by Sayori, but with Monica chiming in every now and then as well. Monica had intended to leave it to Sayori and focus on her own work, but she found it difficult not to join in. Before they knew it, the end of the day was upon them once more. Oh, it looks like we should be wrapping up for today. So are you two gonna start on that book on the next club meeting? That's the plan! I'm so excited. Sari beams, Yuri collects her things. Once packed, Yuri wordlessly waves to Sari and Monica with a gentle smile. Bye! As Yuri exits, Sari enthusiastically returns her farewell. Once again, Sari and Monica are left in the club room. Sari, you are a lifesaver. I didn't do anything, I just talked. Still. Besides, it really lifted my mood. It feels really nice when I can put my energy toward other people like that. She was really excited to be included, you know? It made me happy. Well, there's no doubt in my mind that she'll have a great time here with you engaging her. How are you feeling about starting the book with her next meeting? I'm kind of scared, but I think she'll be happy as long as I try doing my best. I think you'll do great. After the surprise of a new club member, it seems like everyone has their spirits lifted with something new to look forward to. When does Natsuki come? That is something, too. Another school day ends. Swallowing her anxiety, Yuri makes her way to the clubroom, expecting to be the last one to arrive. As she opens the door, she's surprised to find Sayori only in the clubroom. It's club time again. Monica went to the computer lab, so it's just us today. Is that okay? Yuri silently nods, unable to make eye contact. Sorry about yesterday. Sayori tilts her head, unsure of exactly what Yuri is talking about. Well, I mean, the way I got overly excited to share my books and how you had to stop me so we could talk first. It was so inconsiderate of me. I got too excited and forgot to think about everyone else in the club, so... Yuri, you didn't do anything wrong. I thought it was cute how excited you were. Well, still. I think I changed my mind about the Rook. We don't have to read it. Huh? Why? Because I know that you weren't just humoring me anyway. In retrospect, it's rather obvious that no one was truly interested. But if you like it so much, then it must be worth sharing. I've already decided I'll join your club, so you don't have to try so hard to entice me. That's not what I was doing. A moment of uncontrollable silence stretches between the two of them. Well, the thing is, we don't even have any club activities yet. I mean, Monica and I have just been working on recruitment stuff mostly. So it just sounded like something fun that we could do together, reading your books. You know, like as a club activity. Would that be okay? Why am I being so resistant to this anyway? It's exactly what I wanted in the first place, and you're being so nice about it. I really don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry for being like this. You don't have to apologize. Just tell me if there's anything I can do to make you feel more comfortable here. Sayori pulls her desk up against Yuri and sits next to her. The book in question is already on Yuri's desk. Peering over, Sayori reads the cover of the book. Dusk Bell. Part 1 of the Everlast Saga. It's Dusk Bell by Annabelle. Sorry, I'm ready now. Oh right, I should probably get some paper. Yuri grabs a spiral notebook of hers and tears out a few sheets of paper. Wait, how come you need paper? Oh, it's useful to draw things out sometimes, like maps, timelines, family trees, or just for taking notes. Notes? Yeah, that's an effective strategy. Exactly. I'm sure it'll be especially helpful for someone new to the genre. Sayori's joke flew completely over Yuri's head. Thinking about it, she decides that it's probably for the best that it did. Well, I'm not used to having company through this, but I'll try to help make it as accessible as possible. I trust you're like super smart. Oh please. Yuri tries to dismiss the compliment, but she can't hide her smile and light blush. You can't generalize intelligence. I'm only smart in the things I have a lot of experience with. Contrarily, I'm awful at anything involving real people. That should be evident enough from the 2 days I've spent here so far. So in my eyes, like everyone else who comes off as smart. Especially you. No. Sayori rubs her shoulder against Yuri's. You're such a sweetheart when you're not being so shy. Anyway, would you like to get started? Yeah, okay. After the minor diversion between them, the two get back on track with their planned club activity. Yuri begins to guide Sayori through the basics of fantasy world. Her story takes place in the more of it she details the race, factions, history, elements of magic, the more questions Sayori seems to have. But despite Sayori's expectation, Yuri eloquently guides her through it in a way such that it's fun to follow along. It becomes evident that the world-bending aspect of the story, not just the story itself, is one that Yuri finds her passion leaning towards. How do people come up with this stuff? It's like the exact opposite of the kind of writing that I do. What kind of writing? Oh, like poetry and stuff. Things I write are just like putting down the feelings that come into my head, you know? But this is like, there's so much planning and hard work. Ah, you're into poetry? I think there's an appendix that includes some of the kingdom's writing works, like poetry and folk songs. No way. Yuri giggles, filling Sayori's heart with happiness when she realizes it's the first time she heard Yuri laugh. Means Yuri must be having fun. Anyway, I think we can get started reading now if you're ready. Okay, but I can't read very fast. Well, that's fine. I'm very patient. Patience is something I pride myself in. I see. Sayori jolts Yuri is patient in her notes. Hey, that's for the book. I'm just kidding. But I'm glad you're patient, because I need that sometimes. A lot of times. Sari flips through the first few pages of the book, getting past the table of contents. Okay, chapter 1. The room becomes silent as the two of them begin to read. The room only lasts for a moment before Sari speaks up again. What does vindicated mean? Well, in this context, it essentially means that he is proven innocent. It's okay to ask questions, right? Of course. Sari turns the page. Are these footnotes? A lot of the dialogue has cultural references that require an explanation to be understood. The two continue reading. Yuri's relaxed expression remains unchanged. Meanwhile, Sari's expression grows intense as she tries to make her way through the dense text. Up until now, their expressions had been reversed, with Sayori easily navigating social situations and Yuri struggling in them. But the tables have turned. Wait, are they talking about the past right now or the present? Where? Right here. They're talking about the past. These paragraphs are describing a flashback that Barnes is having. But they didn't tell me that. It's implied from the context. Sari rubs her temples. The two of them continue with Sari asking fewer questions. She begins to understand the value in the notes as she finds herself referring to them somewhat often and even adding to them. But her reduction in questions comes not from her getting used to the reading, but rather from fearing that she'll come across as stupid. At last, Sari reaches the end of the chapter. I think we can stop here for now. Okay. Sari takes a deep breath and closes what little of the book she'd gotten through so far. So what are your thoughts up to this point? Sari tries to find the words. Am I doing well so far? I'm not sure I understand. Well, I don't know. When it takes me so long to read and understand things, it makes me really dumb. But I really like how into it you get. It makes me want to keep going and keep doing my best, so I can see it the way you do. The relaxation in Yuri's expression fades. I see. Yuri quietly gathers her things. We can continue tomorrow, right? Yuri pauses and shakes her head. We can do something else tomorrow. But, I'm sorry. Wait, sorry for what? I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this anymore, that's all. I'm sorry that I made you. Yuri leaves. You weren't making me. Sari is left alone with her words. How did this happen? You were just having fun a second ago. It's all my fault. I said something stupid and hurt her. I should have told her that I enjoyed it. Monica trusted me with this. It's the only thing I'm good at, and I still messed it up. What if she doesn't want me to come back? Drowned in guilt, Sari stares blankly at her desk, spreading the notes. The book sits next to them. Right. If she wasn't coming back, then she wouldn't have left the book here, right? Unless she'd forgotten to take it with her. Ugh, this is horrible. Was it really because she thought I was enjoying our time reading together? Or maybe she wasn't enjoying our time together because I'm not good enough. Or probably let her down so much by having trouble following along. Yeah, I'm sure if I was smarter, she would have much more fun. I need to do better for her. That's really sad. Understanding part 2. That's really sad. Understanding. 4 out of 6 of the side stories, as far as I know. It says there's 6. I don't know. For the first time, Sari is the first to enter the club room. Anxiety courses through her relentlessly. Will Yuri show up today? Sitting at a desk, she stamps her feet in an attempt to calm down. Why am I letting this affect me so much? Am I doing everything I can to make Yuri happy? But my best wasn't good enough. But it was still my best. I'm letting everyone down. I'm always just a disappointment. Sari continues to wrestle with her self-deprecating thoughts. Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival. Minutes pass and nobody enters the club room. Not Yuri or Monica. Gosh, I'm so late. Why'd I offer to help the students with their work? I'm such a pushover sometimes. It's going to leave such a bad impression on the club members like Yuri if I'm not the first there. Monica rounds the corner approaching the club room. She does so. Yuri? Ah! Yuri jumps at the sound of Monica's voice. She's sitting outside the club room against the wall next to the door. Embarrassed, she closes the book she was reading and stands up. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry I'm late. You didn't have to wait outside for me. The door to the club room is open. It's not. Yuri stammers, unable to explain herself. She peers in the club room through the window, then looks away. Actually, I was wondering if I could help you today instead. Huh? Me? With club publicity stuff? Yeah. Monica is utterly confused. Why is Yuri asking this all of a sudden, when she was so eager to spend time with Sayori before? Did they not get along after all? Monica looks in the club room to see Yuri sitting alone inside. Okay. It's kind of a simple job, but I'd be happy for you to tag along. Me too. Monica's worried, but she finds it difficult to insert herself into whatever conflict that may have arisen. It's a little ironic, she realized, that she could be so conflict avoidant after having been in the debate club. Okay, let's take a walk together. I just have to make copies of this new flyer, then go around to the billboards and replace the old ones with new ones. Yuri nods and the two sets off. Two walk in silence. Without Sayori, Monica finds it difficult to strike up a conversation. You just left Sayori? So, how's everything been going? Fine. That's good. Neither of them follow up with anything more. Monica tenses up at the stinted conversation. How the heck does Sayori do it? I'm sorry I didn't see you yesterday. I went straight to the computer lab to work on the flyers. Sayori told me. What did you two end up doing yesterday? Just some reading. Oh, I'm glad. It's really starting to feel more like a literature club now. Yeah. It's kind of funny. I felt so intimidated at first when I heard about the kind of reading you're into. But you know, it's kind of stupid of me because I'm just intimidated by things I'm not good at. And it's silly to assume that everyone just comes to the club who have the same interests as me. But it's so cool that you're able to get Sayori into it. It's like the club is working. I'm really happy about that. She's not into it. Huh? She's not into it. I'm stupid for forcing her onto her. Yuri falls silent again as if she started or thought but can't figure out how to continue it. Did something happen? Yuri sighs. No, it's just me. Yuri pauses. I'm thinking. A moment passes in silence and Yuri shakes her head. I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden. Don't be silly. I won't think you're complaining. I just want to make sure you feel welcome. If it's important to that, then you can tell me anything. Well, I do feel welcome. Too welcome, I guess. It's not an issue with the club, it's just an issue with me. So I feel wrong to inconvenience you with it. Ah. Monica pauses and thinks. What if we put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the needs of the club members, right? We're going to have all kinds of people joining this club, hopefully anyways. And learning about the diversity and needs, interests of everyone will help. I clicked the button without reading it. I am El Stupido. That everyone can be happy with. Not just only some people? Of course. I need to look out for everyone, otherwise what kind of club would it be? I see. Yuri looks a little more relaxed. It signals to Monica that switching from sympathetic approach to pragmatic one was a good choice. Each individual truly does have their own needs. Okay. Yuri takes a deep breath. I'm a really weird and awkward person. I've accepted that about myself. I just don't know how to, I guess, connect with other people. How is it so easy for everyone else? How do you just make conversation about an arbitrary topic? I can talk for hours about the things I'm into, unfortunately so much that I don't know when to stop. But for anything else, I just have no idea what to say. So I understand that about myself. I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it feels like whenever I'm confronted with a new social situation, I'm either ignored or made fun of, or taken pity on. And Sayori falls into that third category. She what? Hold on, you're saying Sayori has taken pity on you? Yuri nods. I just want to be treated like a normal person. If you don't like me or you don't connect with my interests, then just tell me. I can accept that and move on. Sayori is too nice to me. I'm stupid for not realizing that she would go along with whatever I pushed onto her. Nobody deserves to put themselves through that kind of discomfort just because they pity some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. It's the worst feeling. I hate it. Yuri's sharp words cut through the tense air. Somewhere in the middle of conversation, two stop short in the hallway, prioritizing the conversation over the original task. Monica looks at Yuri. Yuri only looks down with her fists clenched. I think you should tell her that. I could never say that to someone's face. It's pathetic. Sayori is different. Making people happy is the most important thing to her. I'm sure that's all she's trying to do. So if you're able to explain to her what makes you happy, then she'll do anything to make it happen. That's the problem. What kind of friendship has one person always trying to cater to the other person's weird needs? I'm sorry I'm making myself sound so... No, I think I'm starting to understand. Monica hesitates to finish her thought out loud. Something that Sayori would be able to say better. Sayori is someone who would give anyone however much kindness they need in order to smile. But Yuri, who is difficult at accepting kindness, must be driving Sayori to be even more assertive with her kindness, further exacerbating the matter. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can't be resolved without them understanding each other better. Sayori wants to be your friend. I promise that. It's okay for different people to have different needs. Sorry, I keep looking at my stream because it already cut off like once before. I mean, Sayori, she has her own needs too. But good friends work together and can be what they need for each other. You just have to have good communication and talk about it. I don't have good communication. Yuri stops and shakes her head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. My head is just, it's so resistant to everything. I'm pushing such a kind person away from me because of it. Yuri pauses to think. I'm so tired of this cycle I'm creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of people pushing me away that I push them away first. How thoughtless and immature of me. Yuri takes a deep breath and exhales. I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole venting session, but I understand now that I just need to communicate with her. You're totally fine. It's for the club, remember? You're just helping make the club a better place for everyone. Yeah. Yuri falls silent again. She looks like she wants to say something. This kind of critical thinking is something that I'm really bad at. You know, about people. So, thank you. Anytime. Monika smiles at Yuri. For just a moment, Yuri finds it in herself to meet Monika's gaze, returning a small smile of her own. Go check on Sayori now. Yuri and Monika finished replacing the old flyers with the new ones. More accurately, Monika mostly did the work while Yuri followed along. But as the club room once again draws near, so does Yuri's confrontation. I can't do this. Yes, you can. It'll be great. Yuri sighs and shakes her head. I'm never going to feel confident enough. I just have to do it. If I don't do it now, I never will. Yuri starts toward the door, but then turns to face Monika. You're not just going to wait outside, are you? I can take a walk. Want me to get you some coffee or something? Actually, I prefer tea. I like to make my own though, so please don't worry about it. Although I suppose that's one downside of reading here in a club rather than at home. I don't get to drink tea while reading. Sorry, I guess that has nothing to do with this. You know that now you mention it, I bet we could get permission to keep stuff for tea in the club room. Use an electric kettle to heat up water, right? Would that really be possible? I'll look into it. I think it would be great. Yuri smiles and nods at the thought. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Good luck! Monika waves at Yuri, then turns around and departs down the hallways as Yuri's smile fades once more. Mona daydreaming about tea is enough to save her from the anxiety of the task that lies ahead of her. But it must be done. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the clubroom door. So what happened to Sayori? Yuri? Wait, hold on, I'm not done yet. Sayori shuffles a bunch of papers around. Yuri stammers, her words suddenly caught in her throat. At that moment, she realized how Sayori has been spending her afternoon. I wasn't expecting you to come in. I was hoping to make it all the way through the next chapter first, but I got most of the way through it. And look! Sayori holds up a sheet of paper. It's a page full of notes, beautifully produced with indentions, categories, and even color coding. Sayori sees it, her impression shifts from anxiety to despair. I was afraid you were getting disappointed in me, so I've really been trying hard. Stop. Yuri presses her fists against her forehead. Please stop. I can't take this. Yuri? Sayori's voice quivers in shock after having received the exact opposite response she was expecting. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Sayori looks away in guilt. Did I do something wrong? I don't understand, so if I did something wrong, please tell me. Yuri shakes her head. No, it's me. I keep putting myself in these situations where people are afraid to treat me normally. If you don't like this kind of reading, it's okay. Please just tell me. I don't need to be treated differently just because I'm weird. But I don't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy. So I thought that if I do something together that you really like, I don't want your pity. Why did I do that? Yuri sinks to her knees, her voice squeaks. I'm sorry. Tears of guilt and self-loathing begin to stream down her face. This isn't how it's supposed to go. Why is it hard just to articulate your thoughts? Why do you end up pushing everyone away from you? Yuri's mind pounds with internal accusations as she shuts her eyes, unable to face Sayori or the rest of the world. She should leave, just escape from here before Monica sees her like this, and before Sayori tells Monica what she did. But before Yuri can put any strength into her legs, she feels a warm pair of arms gently wrap around her from behind. Ow. Sorry, this is a good moment, then I stub my damn toe. It's okay. Sayori whispers in a soothing voice. It's okay. It's okay. Overcome by despair, Yuri finds herself unable to protest or pull away from Sayori's kind gesture. Yuri sniffles, breathing heavily through her clenched throat, trying with all her willpower to control herself. I understand. I understand that the things you're feeling in your head are different from the things you're trying to say. I know that must be what you're feeling right now. I promise I understand that. So I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me your feelings and we'll talk about them together, okay? Yuri sniffles and nods her head. She gives her a minute to compose her thoughts, then speaks while steadying her voice. I think that I've gotten so used to people being weird about me that it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just doing it out of pity. I'm so horrible with people, so it makes me not want to believe that someone can actually like me for who I am. Yuri pauses, but Sayori doesn't interrupt. Rather, she waits for Yuri to continue. I got so excited when I joined the literature club. I thought that it was finally my chance to make friends through my interests. Because my interests are the only things I know how to talk about. It's all I have going for me. But then, whenever I catch myself getting overly obsessive in front of other people, it feels like I'm making a fool of myself. I hate myself for it. Ultimately, I just want to be treated like a normal person. But how am I supposed to expect that when I can't behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. That's all. Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steadily after I have gotten them out. Sayori, who can feel Yuri's breath rise and fall beneath her arms, realizes that as well. Thank you for helping me understand you a little bit better. You know, you were so great at helping me while we were reading, so I'll help you with the things that you need too. But I feel like it would be frustrating for you with how much patience I require sometimes. That sounds kind of familiar. I couldn't stop worrying about that while we were reading. I was so afraid you would get frustrated with me. But I would never do that. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience. Yeah, I know, but my irrational fears just won't be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right? Yeah. Irrational fears. Well, you know, there's no way that you could frustrate me because I already like you as the person that you are. I know that you said you had a hard time believing that, but I promise that it's true. You don't have to be a social person for people to like you. I think you're really considerate in your own way, you know, worrying so much about other people's feelings. We're all kind of weird. It's a literature club. But it's the best part that we're all different and have different interests. Like about the book. I'm reading it because I want to. I promise that's what I really want. It's a bit of a struggle, but try not to mistake that for me not enjoying it. I mean, we could never discover new things if we didn't try them first, right? I want to learn the reasons that you love it so much. And in the end, if it's not for me, then I can say that, but I'll be glad that I tried it and learned more about you. Plus, you're like super duper smart, and I want that to rub off on me. Yuri fights back a smile at the comment. Already, the heavy atmosphere surrounding her seems to evaporate through the caress of Sayori's arms. Your hair is so pretty. I always wanted long hair, but I was awful at taking care of it, so I cut it all off. Yuri's tension relaxes. For once, she's just okay listening, rather than worrying so much about saying the right thing. Sayori, sensing Yuri's comfort, lets her rest. It must be so difficult for her to relax around other people. But if the literature club can make it happen, then it's something that she deserves to experience. Well then, based on my understanding of your feelings, I suppose I wouldn't mind if we were to continue reading. That's what I wanted to hear. But we can stop at any time. If you truly don't like it, please be honest about it. I won't be offended. Of course. I'm not gonna judge anything this early on though, so we'll just see what happens. Oh, and, not good to touch people without their consent first. Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Oh, you didn't. I mean, I suppose it was kind of nice. I was just saying, I'm back. Monika's back. I haven't seen you, like, at all recently. Sayori trots over to Monika. Ah, she whispers loudly. Can I hug you? Sure, Sayori. Sayori wraps her arms around Monika. Oh yeah, Yuri, it might be good to know. Sayori can kind of be a hug monster. Ah, hey, don't call me a monster. Artemis is a monster. If he inherits the kingdom, it could spell disaster. Yuri laughs. Monika perplexed looks between them, two of them, then smiles. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying your reading so far. It's like our first real activity as a literature club. About that. Well, you've been so patient with exploring my interests. I think it would be inconsiderate for me not to return the favor to you and learn about the things that you like. Yeah. Do you like poetry? Yuri smiles. Aw, that was cute. Okay, so now I'm really confused. Side stories are stories of friendship that are unrelated to events of the main game. To get all 6 side stories, try writing poems for different characters and viewing their special scenes in DDLC. I'm stupid. I'm stupid, aren't I? The reason why I haven't gotten it is because I did no interactions with Natsuki. Because I only did Monika, Sayori, and Yuri, and I kind of ignored Natsuki. So the last one is with Natsuki. I'm dumb. I really am. But pictures. Ooh! Finished the story Understanding 2. That's kind of cool, actually. That's really cool. What other stuff did I get? A new one. That's cool. There's so many more. How many more? Promo, sketches, background, secrets. How do I get all the secrets? Huh. Alright. Music. Huh. Ah, this one. Alright, with that being said, I think I'm gonna leave it here for right now because unfortunately I have other stuff to do. I was really looking forward to this, but I honestly don't know what else to do except redo DDLC because based on everything I've done, I mean, side story wise, we did all that unless there's a secret in there, but I didn't have any choices to really make. I was just kind of clicking and reading along, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna do a little research. What I'm going to do is what I plan to do. So, for picture-wise, I'm going to look up a guide to do all of this, but I'm going to do that on a live stream. So it won't be like, I look and figure everything out. I want to actually do the side stories and as much as I can without any spoilers. So, I'm going to look up how to unlock the next side story. Just get that far, come back in another live stream, do the side story, then look up a guide to get all the pictures, music, secrets, all that jazz, as much as I can out of this game. So, without further ado, I've been Indominus Warfare. Thank you for watching, I really appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, and check out my Twitch channel. If you're on Twitch, please go check out my YouTube channel. I appreciate any follows. If you want to see me live, again, go to Twitch. If you can't tell, this is a Twitch live stream, by the way. I just do a live for most of my videos and upload them on YouTube. So if you want to chat with me live, I'll get to as many as I can while I'm live. Just check me out. So without further ado, as I've said twice already, I think, I've been Indominus Warfare. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I love this game.
Tell me